Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lions pregame. Wingcat Sports here. We're going to continue on with our pregame. We talked about our NFL divisional games yesterday. We're moving on to just the Lions today. Washington, Detroit, like we already know because we're home team. Detroit is favored by 9.5 points, 73% chance to win. What we expected, probably out of it, but a little bit more of a favored line than I thought. I thought maybe we favored it by like 3.5, something like that. Not over a touchdown. For most part, it's going to be for the Lions. You need to focus on stopping Jaden Daniels from running. I think if you can make him mostly throw the ball, you will be good.
Right. I mean that's pretty simple analysis, and it's pretty spot on. Jaden Daniels is pretty much their team on the offensive side of the ball. If you can limit him, and maybe make McLaren is a very good wide receiver. It shouldn't be, like I said. I hope the Lions defense, they can organize a game plan around that, stopping those two. I do believe they're going to have some success. I think they're going to cover the spread, but I think the Lions will win in the end. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
No,
like
it's
a lot of people think.
It's not going to be a blowout. It is definitely not going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be pretty close, pretty stressful game. All the games I've gone to that have been meaning something have been high stressful games. They always have been close.
We've never lost though when we've gone to a
Never,
game, but we're not going to this game.
But they haven't lost to a game I've been to in a long time. Not since Brett Favre.
Yeah, you've been lucky for them, so I hope it continues.
Well, hopefully, obviously we pull out a win. I wouldn't be upset if Washington won, though. Obviously, I would prefer probably Washington to win over the Eagles or LA in the NFC with who is left. In the AFC, almost any team but KC I would want to win. But Washington, I would be cheering for Washington if they ended up beating us the rest of the way. But
they're saying that Monty's going to be back, right?
Montgomery should be back. Terry and Arnold practiced. The practice report that came out yesterday for the Lions, Zeitler was sitting out with his hamstring injury, so maybe it's a little bit worse, or they're just letting him rest because of the hamstring injury. We'll see. Overall,
save him up for the championship game if we can get by this guys.
We'll see. Mostly overall, Pat O'Connor is also still out.
Who's Pat O'Connor? I don't even know.
He's been a backup defensive lineman,
like a backup to a backup.
Yeah, kind of like that. He's like a second, third stringer.
Oh, yeah.
For right now, looking at it, and then Ennis Rackstraw also did not practice, probably because he was sick, because it says illness, because he was activated from IR to play. So it's probably more or less because he's sick, not because of his hamstring injury. So we'll see if he'll get into practice before Saturday hits. Mostly we're looking at Zeitler and Rackstraw probably on the injured list, not so much Pat O'Connor. But if Pat O'Connor comes back too, depth is always good to have on that line.
Yeah. As far as the defense goes, I think Aaron Glenn is the one that's kind of, if you can come up with a scheme, if these players can execute that scheme, I think it'll be, we'll be okay. I'm always going to be worried though, as long as, we got a mobile quarterback, and we're still pretty depleted on that line. But we'll see if they can control. We'll see what, so far, like I said, Aaron Glenn has done his job. We've had a few games, but I don't count the Buffalo game too much because, Buffalo does that to good defenses.
And you also kept up with Buffalo.
Yeah.
So even though they scored 48 points on you, you scored 42. But overall, I think this is going to be a close game. The Lions are good enough to win these kinds of games. Washington has been in close games all year. They have a 5-game win streak right now, and every single game has been a 1-possession game. In fact, no game has been more than 4 points except for their OT win over Atlanta. Every game that they've been playing, that they've won, has been very, very close. They beat Tampa 23-20. They beat Dallas 23-19. They beat Atlanta 30-24 in overtime. They beat Philly 36-33. They beat New Orleans 20-19.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all one score
so they
games.
play tight games. They know how to play in them, and I don't think they'll be nervous. I think they're going to come into this thing, and a lot of people are saying that they're going to be intimidated by Ford Field. Ford Field can be a little loud. He can be.
For a rookie, this is going to be probably his first full on. I mean, he played in college, so obviously that's bigger stadiums than NFL stadiums.
Right.
And in the SEC, I'm sure some of those places are loud, but this is your first probably hostile area that you're playing in the NFL. Because it is late in the year. You didn't have to go play in Philly late in the year, which would have been another hostile area for them to play. And they have not reached that major point, and this is going to be the first spot for Jaden Daniels to test
The noise might be affect him.
his composure.
Right. The noise may affect him. We'll see. Detroit is a rabid place to play right now. So no doubt about that. That 12th man may
cause a few false starts. Use up a few timeouts.
Let's see if we can do it. And I think, like I said, it's going to be a close game. I think I said 31-24.
And I'm doing 31-28 is my score prediction. I think it's going to be a field goal. It's going to keep in line with the Lions' trends. They haven't scored less than 30 points since I think Thanksgiving, which is true. They haven't scored less than 30 points since Thanksgiving. And around that time, they only had a couple games where they were under 30, and most of their games were in the 40s. So their offense probably will continue rolling. I don't know where Washington's defense ranks amongst the NFL.
They're not very good against the run,
which is a problem if you're not good against the run. This is a run-heavy team. As much as people want to assume, right, we are a pass-heavy team, we are a run-heavy team. And you're going to have Monty back. You're going to have Gibbs running all over the place. They're going to do some trick plays probably with Jameson. Williams is maybe some with St. Brown too. You're going to go all over with probably rushing this ball on top of airing it out every now and then.
Right.
Because, usually that's what we do.
The Lions do on offense.
They're probably going to throw a flea flicker in there, hook and lateral at one point. It's
right. They're the most well-rounded offense in the NFL right now.
They're going to do what they can to get as many points up as they can, because since last year's NFC Championship game, Dan Campbell has not taken his foot off the gas.
Nope.
And he is not running into a situation again. Even if we're up 28-14 with 5 minutes left. He's going
for it every fourth down.
He is going to go for that end zone to get more points, because he is not taking his foot off the gas. It doesn't matter how much of a lead we have. He is not going to give up anything, because he is not having a repeat of last year.
Right.
And don't be, because he has said multiple times that he plays that game often. He shows it to the players often from last year's game to give them motivation.
He admits that was mostly his fault, that game.
I mean, he could say it was, but we know who shouldn't have dropped the ball 3 times on a 4th down.
Right. But you didn't need to go for it on those 4th downs either. So
no, but if he would have just caught the ball,
true,
being wide open, it would be a different situation right now. But overall, I think the Lions do deserve to be favored. And it should be a good game, like all the other games. It's gonna be a good game. So, with that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let us know what you think is gonna happen this game. Until next time, see everybody soon.